Yes guys, how's it going? 7:30 Saturday morning. Just having a coffee on the balcony. Got some electrolytes as well. 500 ml of water and one electrolyte tablet within the first 10 to 15 minutes of waking up. Absolutely non-negotiable. So as I say, it's Saturday today. I'm just going to take you through my day, what I get up to. I've got a bit of work to do first, some client check-ins, then I'm going to head to the gym and hit an upper body training session. I'm not sure which gym I'm going to go to yet. As I mentioned before on the channel, I have access to loads of gyms across Dubai because I basically pay for an app called Privily, which is like a subscription membership, and yeah, it gives you access to loads of gyms in the UAE, probably like over 50. I have a couple of favorites, but I might mix it up today. But it is getting incredibly hot in Dubai. It's the 31st of May today, so final day of the month. And for anyone that knows the seasons in Dubai, May is kind of the month where people start to taper off and leave. I'm probably going to be leaving in the next couple of weeks and heading to Spain, to Mallorca, then potentially Marbella, and then the UK to see family. And then I'm not sure where I'm going to go later on in the summer, but probably Marbella because I love Marbella. I've been to Marbella for the last couple of years. It's great. It's similar to Dubai in some ways, in terms there's a big fitness scene over there. Lots of coaches go from there over summer. So probably going to head over there and just train, tan, build a business. But yeah, I'm going to take you through to the day today. So obviously, as I say, it's the final day of the month, so I thought it'd be quite nice to do a little bit of a review, give an update as to where we're at in terms of business, where we're looking to get to over summer, what the main focus, what the priorities are, and a little bit of a training update as well. So I'm just going to sit out of the sun because it is fucking hot. So last month, April, as I was talking about on a previous video, it was the busiest month that we've ever had in terms of new people joining the coaching program. I think it was our highest revenue month as well, which is obviously amazing. So a big part of this month was obviously onboarding those new clients, getting them accustomed to the program, meeting the coaching team, things like that, and making sure that they're fully happy and on track in the first few weeks of their journey. I've mentioned that before. You know, the first few weeks when a client joins the program, they have to get some sort of tangible result, whether that's just a little bit of weight loss or they start improving their performance, because otherwise they kind of zone out and it's hard to kind of bring them back in. So it's always a massive focus of ours. But obviously when we onboarded a lot of clients last month, we just wanted to make sure that everything ran smoothly and that we onboarded double the amount of clients that we usually do. I think it was 21 in April. So it was a really good test of the coaching team. And obviously realistically, if I'd been on my own and taken all of those clients on myself, like so many systems would have broke. So that's why obviously we have a team, so that every single client that works with us gets, you know, the attention that they deserve for the price they're paying. And obviously that's why they come to us, is for a fantastic service. So it was great. This month I think we've had 11 new signups, with someone else potentially coming back to me today. So that's kind of like a standard month, a good month for us. So it has been a little bit easier to manage. But to be honest, like our onboarding process with bringing new clients on is pretty slick. All the coaches know exactly what they need to do. I'm a relatively organised person, and I've always put good systems in place with the business. I'm always thinking, you know, further ahead, how can we systemize things? You know, how can we grow and scale the business without myself and the coaches needing to do a lot of unnecessary work. So that was great. And then the main focus for June, obviously going to be traveling, but it doesn't really affect anything, to be honest. I love to work. I'm working on a Saturday, but personal branding content is just the main focus for me for the foreseeable. Not that it's not been a focus before, but I just think the importance of having not only a strong personal brand, but just consistently growing the following. It just makes the business easier to grow if you're obviously putting out the right sort of content. Obviously a lot of the content that I put out is pretty educational, it's quite in-depth, it definitely doesn't appeal to everyone. Some people might think it's boring, but I'm not trying to target those people. I'm trying to target professionals that are serious about getting good results, and they value the education side of things. The majority of clients that we work with are 30 to 45 years old. We're not trying to attract kids that are going to Ibiza to get in shape and then get fat after. So yeah, growing the channel. I've got a goal in my mind to get to 1,000 subscribers in June, and I'm confident that we're going to do it. YouTube, I would say, like obviously the main effort that I've put into my socials over the last few years has been Instagram, and I have had YouTube in the background for a couple of years, but not to make excuses, it's hard to be consistent when you're doing a lot of other things. However, I have committed more to it over the last couple of months. I've done a lot more work with the videographer so that we're consistently putting out educational videos alongside vlogs like this. So over summer I'll probably be putting out an educational video once every 2 to 3 weeks, just because I'm not with my usual videographer over summer. Then I'll definitely be putting out one of these videos every single week. And what I was going to say before is YouTube as a platform seems to reward consistency more than, for example, LinkedIn and Instagram. You can post on Instagram twice a day, every single day for a year, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to grow your following too much. You probably will, just by posting more content, but YouTube, it seems to be the more consistently that you post, the more subscribers that you get, and I've seen that across posting shorts, so repurposing, well, not repurposing, but redistributing reels from Instagram onto YouTube shorts. They grow the subscriber base, and then videos like this as well. So just have to be consistent with it. It's not anything revolutionary. So yeah, just need to be consistent with that, because going back to what I was saying before, the reason for growing that personal brand, growing the following, is it brings in more applications. There's more people that are viewing the content. Obviously, there's more chances of people signing up to the program. So that is a massive focus over summer. Because yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit of growth and a bit of momentum on the channel, which is amazing to see, because I've not committed to it as much as I need to in order to grow it. So that's the focus for the business. Obviously summer tends to be a little bit quieter for coaching, but having said that, last year we did really well over summer. I think a lot of coaches just use that as an excuse, and they just take their foot off the gas with the business. Like, we've got a full team in place, coaching team, mini sales team as well, so we'll still be pushing things. And I have targets in my head that I want to hit over summer, consistent growth targets, nothing crazy. And then once we get back to Dubai in September, we will absolutely smash it again. So that's business. In terms of training, currently doing 4 strength training sessions a week and 4 cardio sessions. I'm doing 3 runs and 1 conditioning or bike session. A couple of years ago I was doing 4 runs a week. When I did my first photo shoot in summer 2 years ago, I was running 4 times a week, and my body seemed to recover from it quite well, but at the moment, for some reason, I just find that it's hard to recover doing 4 runs a week when you're doing the strength training really hard and then a very, very intense interval session. I know there's obviously people that do it and run 5-6 times a week, but for whatever reason, my body at the moment doesn't really like that. So I've just kind of accepted it. I'm doing 3 runs a week. I'm doing an easy run on a Tuesday, 8 to 10K. I'm doing intervals on a Wednesday, which is around 11 to 12K of total volume, warm-ups, cool-downs, and usually around 6 to 7K of intense hard intervals. And then I'm doing a longer run on Sunday. They're not too long at the moment just because of the heat over here, like capping them at max 12 to 14K. But when I get into some cooler temperatures, I might start bumping those up to 16, 18K maybe. And then on a Friday, which is when I would have done my 4th run, I've actually been doing either just a straight out zone 2 bike session where I just sit on the bike for 60 minutes, or I do a conditioning session where I jump between bike, ski, row, aiming to keep the heart rate between 140 and 150. And the reason that I'm doing that is because I've mentioned before I want to do, well, I'm hopefully going to get a spot in the Perth Marathon in Australia in October. And then I'm going to try and do a sub 3 hour marathon prep for Barcelona in March. And in order to do that, I need to get very, very fit, and doing 3 cardio sessions a week is not going to be enough. Basically, I would still get fitter, but the more volume that you do, the fitter you're going to get more quickly. So I needed to put in a 4th session, but as I say, my body hasn't been liking doing 4 runs a week for whatever reason. So I've just subbed that for this conditioning or bike session. It means that you can get a good amount of aerobic volume, build that base with 0 impact on the joints. So I did a session yesterday, really quite intense session in the heat as well, but I feel really, really good today. Whereas if I'd gone and done 12K run or something like that, probably would have been a little bit sore. So I've really been enjoying that. In the past, I just wanted to run, but I'm starting to see the benefits of doing the erg work, the lower intensity work, and that will obviously compound into more fitness. And you don't really know how fit you are when you're in Dubai at the moment because it's so hot. Like when you're doing runs, I can still keep my heart rate in that 140 to 150 zone to build that base. But you know, when I go to Spain, even though it will be hot, it's going to be way cooler than this. And when I go back to the UK, it'll be absolutely flying. And I know I'll be running my easy runs probably like sub 5 minutes. So yeah, that's where training's at. In terms of body composition, I'm pretty lean at the moment. I think I'm honestly probably 2 to 3 weeks of just real consistency away from being in the best shape that I've ever been in terms of body fat percentage. I'm around 79.5 kilos at the moment, so I've got a little bit more muscle than I did a couple of years ago, which is good. Feeling full, not feeling too flat off all the cardio. Nutrition's in a good spot. I'm eating around 3,000 calories a day on average, some days higher, some days lower. I know for me, off my activity level, with 12,000 steps a day, that's a little bit of a deficit, so I should naturally lean up over the next few weeks. Then I'll just be looking to maintain this over summer and get some good content. So that is the update. I'm going to finish this coffee, do my check-ins. I think I've got 5 or 6 check-ins to do. Had a few clients submit them late yesterday, is what it is. We've got a lot of clients in the US, so I don't mind doing a few check-ins on Saturday morning. I don't have too much work to do today. I've just got to send onboarding forms to 2 new people that didn't actually mention that. 2 new people that signed up yesterday, and then the coaching team can set them up, and then just going to not get back on the content, but just do some YouTube planning today, put some short form stuff up, grow it, and then that's that. So I'll check in with my training session. I'm not sure if I'll be able to film when I'm in the gym just because they're usually very busy on Saturdays, but I will check in later on. So that is all client check-ins wrapped up. I'm just at the standing desk here. I also have some videos to review. So every Thursday, the coaches on the team will send me a short video running me over their client base. So just letting me know where the clients are at in their journey, any questions, any issues that they're having, just so I have visibility of the entire client base. Even though I'm not one-to-one coaching absolutely everyone on the program, we know exactly where people are at, and our retention is amazing as a business. Over the last 6 months, I think our retention's averaged at, well, our churn rate is 3.4%, which is really low. The industry standard is around 10%, and that's considered fairly good. But this is I believe this is a big part why the churn is so low, is because we're just heavily invested and we're all aware of exactly where the clients are at in their journey. And like that should be obvious and a minimum standard for coaching really. But you know, you hear some horror stories of like coaches they don't set out a clear roadmap for their clients don't know where they really are, so that when you go through busier periods of time throughout the year and travel with summer and stuff like that, clients don't know where they're at and they just kind of fall off. Whereas with us, we know where people are going over summer, what holidays they're going on. Even if they're not able to train as often as normal, we can still map everything out for them so they know exactly what they need to do, and that means that they get a result. Well, they stay consistent, then they get a result, and obviously when they get a result, they want to stay and go on to the next thing. So yeah, that's that. I'm going to review those videos. I usually review them on Friday, but yesterday was just a mental day of calls and check-ins, so getting them back to the coaches today. And then I'm probably going to have some food and head to the gym at some point, and actually I'm going to edit this vlog as I go as well, and I'm actually going to try and upload it tonight. We'll see how that goes. So that's the session done. I've had a terrible sleep for the last 3 nights, like 6 hours, sometimes a little bit less. Just been struggling to sleep. So I pulled down the intensity of the training a lot. I actually adjusted a couple of the exercises. I switched from shoulder press to machine shoulder press. I switched heavy pull-ups for lat pull down. Sometimes you've got to do that. If you're under recovered and sleep's being affected for whatever reason, sometimes you're better off altering the intensity. I'm a big advocate of still going to the gym though and getting the sessions done, because then it doesn't mess up your routine. But within that, you can alter the intensity, you can adjust the exercises slightly, and that means that I've still ticked the box, but I'll be better recovered for tomorrow, and I won't be taxing my nervous system too greatly. You'll have seen, obviously, I had the eggs as well with the sourdough, and I've also got basically a mango smoothie with about 65 grams of carbs. So that'll be probably around 95 grams of carbs post-workout, trying to get
a good amount of carbs in today within my calorie target, because I'm going to hit a 12k run tomorrow, maybe a little bit longer. I'll see. I was going to do it outside, but it's so hot it just wipes you for the rest of the day. Like, it's literally boiling at 7:30 now. So I'm actually going to go to a new gym in Dubai called The Locker. I don't think I've videoed that on the channel yet. A guy called Toby Richards has opened it. He used to be, I think he's an ex-Royal Marine. He's like friend of a friend. I've met him a few times. Really great guy. Proper hybrid athlete. Strong as fuck. Used to compete in bodybuilding, ultra marathons, 2k rows, all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to head down there, do the run tomorrow on the treadmill, and then catch up with my mate James. So a good amount of carbs going in today. Not too high, because obviously I'm not on very high calories at the moment. I'll probably be pushing for around 375, which obviously isn't that high. If I was doing a longer run, you know, upwards of 18k to 20k, it would be a lot more than that. But we're finding the balance at the moment between maintaining that deficit for fat loss, but also fueling for performance as well. So I'm going to drive back to the apartment now and then go and see my mate Adam, and then tonight I'm just going to chill out and I'm going to edit this vlog. 10,000 steps done and boxed off. That'll be all for today on the steps. I did almost 15k yesterday, so averaging out at 12,500 over the last couple of days. Tomorrow I'm going to do a 12k run, so realistically tomorrow I'm going to hit probably 16, 17,000 when I go for a walk as well. So it's a key part of the routine at the moment, is hitting the step count goal. Massively underrated for fat loss. I always lean up when I increase my steps by like 20 to 25%. I've just been for a walk and some food with my friend Adam. Didn't video it, didn't take the camera. Basically went to a place called Expectation in Dubai Creek Beach, and I actually had 6 tacos. I had 3 chicken tacos, 3 fish tacos. There was actually loads of veg on it as well. So just bumping up the amount of micronutrients today. High fiber to keep me satiated. And I've eyeballed my food today, but what I ate earlier on is what I eat every day. Bagels, protein shake, eggs, sourdough, all that sort of stuff. And I know that realistically those tacos, there was probably 1,200 to 1,300 calories in them. It was a big meal. But I'll probably be looking at least 170 grams of protein at around 3,000 calories today. So if I'm tracking 6.5 days a week and then having one meal or afternoon where I don't track, but I know I'm roughly hitting my macros, then I can progress. I know where I'm at. As I say, the main thing is staying really active and making sure we're hitting the protein and having visibility of what I'm eating and not go massively overboard. So probably going to round the vlog off here. I've probably got almost half an hour of footage today. So I'm going to edit this tonight, chill out, then I'm going to get up early tomorrow morning, do a couple of hours of programming for my clients. That's what I always do on a Sunday, is programming for the clients for the following month and the new blocks of training. And then I'm going to go to that new gym that I mentioned, do my run on the treadmill, 12k, hit the sauna after with my friend James, and then crack on with the day. So I might film tomorrow, I might not, we'll see. But yeah, back on the vlogs. There'll be one of these coming every single week.